Hi there, it's Mark Carlson here. So this week's video, what exactly is surrender or let go, and why do you need to do it? Is it important? Come on in. So you've probably heard times people say you need to let go, you need to surrender. But what exactly is that? What does it mean? And is it important? And if it is important, how do you do it? So it is important. It really is important. And the reason it's important is because when it's time for you to surrender, it means that you've reached a particular point in your life where you're too big to be in that space now. Right? Do you get that? You're too big to be in the space. And so what that really means is that your soul has learned what it needs to learn in this particular theme. So we come here each time, and for the sake of healing, I've said this in other videos, for the sake of healing, let's just imagine that before we come, we decide the type of personality that we're going to be. We decide the family we're going to be, the skin color we're going to be. We decide the insecurities we're going to have, so that the soul gets to absolutely learn what it needs to learn, right? So that with all of those criteria in place, the soul has a much easier opportunity of learning what it needs to learn. Now, can I prove that's true? No, but it really makes my life better by thinking it's that way, because then it puts me in the driving seat. And if I think that I chose it to be this way, then it starts to help me to think, well, if I did choose it this way, what did I choose this for? What am I here to learn? Right, so let's assume that I am here to learn different things at different points in my life. Now, when the soul has had the experience it needs to have, and quite often that's with an intimate partner, not always, but quite often that's with a deep, long-term relationship. It doesn't have to be long-term, it could be even short-term. But when the soul has learned what it needs to learn, everything will change, the dynamic will change. Now, because the personality doesn't want change, it wants to keep things hunky-dory, it doesn't like to change, then what happens is the personality part of you, holds on. But you've got to remember that the soul, because it's time to surrender, is essentially saying, let go, you're too big for that experience now, and there's something much better for you. With the experience that you've got there, there's now a new reality ready for you. So let go. Now, if you don't let go, things start going wrong. It gets unbelievably boring. Unbelievably boring. So much so it drives you crazy, and you create addictive, habitual behavior to try and free yourself from the boredom. That's one of the things. Things just don't flow anymore. It becomes clear inside there's a nagging voice all the time that knows this isn't right, but you just don't have the courage to let go because the personality is so afraid of change. But here's the thing, look, the fear of the change is much greater than when you actually take the action and make a change. The fear is just an illusion around what might go wrong. But it's way greater than when you actually just take one step and you say, okay, bye-bye, this is the first step, and you realize, oh, I'm a bit sad, but I'm okay. And you take another step and things get better and better. And all of a sudden, a whole new reality, which is what your soul wants, opens for you. So it's really important. So how do you let go? Well, just imagine holding something and then let it go. Right? It's that easy. It's difficult because your personality, your mind is saying, I don't want to let go, I'm afraid. But you have to overcome. It's never going to go away. There's a part of you that knows inside when it's not right anymore. I'm talking about a person, but we could be talking about anything here. There's something inside of you that knows all the time. And then you try and convince yourself that it's not there over and over. But there's something inside that's saying it's not right, this. It's not quite right. So the fear of making the change is never going to go away until you actually make the change. So make the change. You let go by saying, you know what? I'm going to love me. Because if I stay in habitual behavior, or if I stay in surroundings or realities that are the same, that I know is not right for me, then I'm not loving me. Of course I'm not. I'm not giving me the best. When you put yourself into a new reality, you become alive. Because you're not doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's madness, right? That's what Einstein said. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And yet we do it again and again and again and again and again. But we come alive when we're in a new environment. The senses are alive because we don't know this environment. And that's what the soul wants all the time. And your intuition is always guiding you to new realities. Your intuition is never guiding you to a place that you already know. That's BS. You're BSing yourself if you think, oh, that was my intuition to tell me to do that again the millionth time. It's not. Your intuition is always telling you to move to new realities, to let go of what doesn't work. Let go. Surrender. So surrendering to the moment really helps you. What that means is you let go of needing it to be different. Right? Let go. This is another way of helping you surrender the big things, is by surrendering regularly to the moment. Because your mind is always telling you it should be, but the moment is telling you, but it's this. It couldn't be anything else, right? So this is the perfection. Now you might not like it, but it's perfect because it's this way, meaning that it couldn't be another way. That's the perfection. Okay, so the moment is always right because it is this. It couldn't be another way. So when I surrender to the moment, I'm training myself to be able to let go. When the time is right, and you'll know when the time is right. You may be way past the deadline. I've been in so many situations where, in fact, I've been in some situations where I knew from the moment I stepped into a particular relationship that it wasn't right. But I didn't have the courage to say no. That was one of my things. So I stayed in a relationship far too long. I mean, far too long. Should never have even happened. Really. So, you might be in that stage where you're in a relationship that should have ended a long time ago, but for whatever reason you've held on to it. Now, you could argue and say, but that means that I'm in the relationship must mean that it's perfect. Absolutely. It can't be another way. But is it harmonious for you? And is there a voice inside saying, this is perfect? I'm in harmony here. I'm really in harmony. Or is there another voice inside of you that's saying, actually, I'm not in my highest potential here? Is that voice going on inside of you? Because you know the truth. It doesn't come from here. It comes from an inside feeling. Am I in the place that I know I can reach my highest potential? Am I in my harmonious bliss? If not, let's let go. Let's jump into a new arena. Okay, so surrendering, letting go, very important parts of life because the soul wants you to keep developing. So let go when you need to. Have an absolutely fantastic day when you watch this, and I look forward to talking to you again next time. Thank you so much.